Picture it. No, wait. First, I have to say and interject that I'm not an easily embarrassed person. In fact, I am a train wreck of a I'm a train wreck of a man boy who would do and say anything for a story. So when I say that this little nugget has made me feel abashed and ill, I have to stress the awkwardness of it all. Okay, picture it. North Park, 2007. It was a cold December evening, and I just finished a night drinking at Shooters. The night, like me, was young, so I decided to check out an unknown bar my friend had told me about. Onward I went, and in a few short minutes, I was standing in front of the building. I stayed outside for a minute, looking at the rubber flap door, and read the name of the place, the San Diego Eagle. Examining the establishment, I saw a couple of burly male patrons leave. Being naive, I didn't realize my Target Argyle sweater, Old Navy baggy blue jeans, and beat up sneakers were going to highlight me a bright hue of pariah that night. Intimidated and meek, I walked through the rubber rabbit hole into the unknown. The joint was cave dark with the smell of man musk, alcohol, and crappy food lingering. Inside, there was a misplaced homemade buffet. There were a good number of male guests in their early 30s, mostly, and almost all were decorated in leather. My eyes widened with the realization that I was inside a legitimate gay leather bar. Now, I've never had any firsthand experience with the subculture of men, except for my actual firsthand experience. I walked to the bar and ordered a double Bombay Sapphire and tonic. That night, Jen would be my ally. I did a couple of drunken laps around the room to try to fit in, but the leather-clad daddies know I'm lost. I threw weak grins to people to say, "Oh, I totally belong here," but no one would smile at me. Their body language even seemed to be mad at me, my failed impersonation of a badass. In fact, until that night, I never realized someone could make their hairy nipples look angry. While I was doing my kamikaze-style schmoozing, I was making many double gin and tonic pit stops. And as any first-year alcoholic would know, with every drink, I gained more courage and more gusto and more urine in my bladder. Unfortunately, both bathrooms were occupied, so what does a classy, well-behaved playboy to do? I exited the bar and headed to a cute little alleyway on the side of the building. It was a wide alley with a Zach Galifianakis look-alike. More homeless, please? Less homeless. That's the guy. He was sitting on a dirty, used-to-be red sleeping bag. As I walked to my makeshift bathroom wall, I noticed he looked tired and so hungry. So I did what any other good-hearted person would do and reached deep into my pocket, the one with my cell phone in it. I pretended to receive a call and started talking to avoid being asked for money. It's hard for me to urinate when someone's looking all hungry at me. It ruins my me time. Relieved, I went back inside and ordered a fresh drink. As I sat down, I began a conversation with a guy around my age. He's decent looking with dark features and an adorable smile. He laughed at all my jokes, which made me feel more at ease, so I started to turn on the charm more. Hand grazing, thigh touching, and all that other cute gay crap. We were totally in sync with one another. It was a true fairy tale love story, but just set in a seedy gay leather bar. Intoxicated minutes had passed, and we both realized what the hour was, so we decided to leave together. As we go through the rubber flaps, I decided that we should have a smoke before we called it a night. I handed him a cigarette and noticed we were standing in the exact area when I first arrived alone. Only this time I wasn't terrified or scared. I was falling madly and deeply in love on the dimly lit sidewalk. We continued to talk and laugh and, simply exist together. Our cigarettes were burning fast and dwindling to nothing. And I realized that this was the moment. I placed my hand upon his chest and went in for the kill. Fucking fireworks. The public makeout scene was electric. A plethora of mental images then crashed into my brain. Us lying in bed on a Sunday morning, our wedding, chubby little grandchildren. And then it ends. We are once again two people on a dark sidewalk. He thanked me for the cigarette, then turned towards the night. I noticed he was almost skipping away, and I smiled proudly. It hits me that in all of our drunken leathery romance, I forgot to get his number. And possibly his name. Oh God, what was his name? My thoughts were interrupted by my eyes. When my future husband was shrinking in the darkness, I noticed something behind him. An item of some kind of material was dragging behind Mr. Wright. I turned my head to a befuddled slant, and at the same time, my gin-flavored mouth disrupted my observation. Is that a blanket? Yes, it was. I had made out with a fucking homeless man from the goddamn alleyway. So, thinking back soberly the next day, I had figured out what had happened. While my real soulmate and I were exiting, he was on my left, and I drunkenly veered that way. The future must have kept on going, and I randomly spoke to the homeless man as my soon-to-be. The unhoused cat was loitering outside, waiting for some young, sexy thing to come out so he could score a free cigarette. Oh, he got that all right. But disgusting homeless man got something else he didn't intend on getting. A home in the shape of my heart. For in that moment in time, he wasn't some gross homeless man, and I wasn't some drunk gay guy. We were in love. We were hobosexuals.
Arthur Montalvo.